I'm going to show you how to work with Dorothy's natural curl. So once the hair is tangle free, you can get everything nice and wet. You can decide where you want the hair to part at this stage before you start working with the curls. And then for the foundation for our style, I'm going to create a ponytail high on the crown, making sure that it's comfortable for your client. And then we can just clip these sections away. Just pin the ponytail away and then start working on our back sections. Pinning the hair away a section at a time. I noticed that for the partings, I'm not using a comb. I used a comb for the centre ponytail, but for all the rest of the hair, I'm just using my fingers to separate the hair. So we get a nice kind of natural kind of separation to the hair, because you almost want to find out where the curls themselves are kind of forming in the hair. So there's no kind of straight lines when it comes to working with naturally curly hair. The product I'm using today is the Boots Essentials Curl Cream, and this is a great product if if your client's hair isn't too curly and it doesn't need too much taming, but it does hold the curls really well and it dries. It's a really kind of light product, so it's not too heavy on the hair and kind of doesn't weigh the hair down. So you can just get a little bit. I'll just put that on my hand, get a little smear of product over the hair and curl. If your client has her own curl cream that she knows works well on her hair, then always use that product when you do the trial. A little smear of product. Smooth that over the hair. And you can see, I don't know if you can see how this is kind of trying to separate here. So I would say that this bit of hair belongs to a different curl. And I'm going to keep the hair flat on my finger for this particular curl. Wrap. Slip the curl off your finger and pin it in place. So on each curl, add a little bit more product, and you can see how the hair is separating, and just work with the hair. Don't overload the hair with product. It's just a little smear of the curl cream. That's all that you need. And have a little play around and decide if you want to wrap the hair around one finger or two fingers, or you can do a little bit of both. And work your way up through all the curls. Make sure when you're securing the curl that the end of the curl is tucked in nicely, so you get a nice shape all the way down the length, the entire length of the curl. If you wrap the hair around one finger, you'll get a slightly smaller, tighter curl, and if you wrap the hair around two fingers, you'll get a slightly kind of bigger, softer curl. So what you can do when you do the trial is try both and see which works best with your client's hair, which size curl she prefers. And some people might actually prefer to have a mixture of different sizes of curl, but on other people you might find if the curl drops out a bit too quickly, then you'd be better to just wrap the hair around one finger as you create the curl, or if the curls are all too tight when you wrap around one finger, then you know, just make a note on your trial run sheet that you need to wrap the hair around two fingers. So it will vary for each person. And remember, if the hair starts to get a little bit dry, you can just spritz it with a touch more water. So now I've done the back and the sides. Next I'm going to pin curl the ponytail, and then we'll do the front section, and then we just need to allow the hair a little bit of time to dry. So now we have all the hair pin curled, and we're just going to let that dry and take out the pin curls and create our style. You might need to help the curls to dry a little bit. So I'm going to use my diffuser on my hair dryer and just help the hair get a little bit of heat onto there. And I'm just using a kind of multi-size diffuser that fits onto any hair dryer, and we'll just get a little bit of heat on there. Using your medium heat and medium power settings. Just keep touching the hair just to check and see if it's starting to feel dry. So we don't want these little bits at the back here to be too curly. So they're not quite dry yet, but I'm going to take them out all the same. No, they're nice. You can just almost take them out and check and see what's happening with the curls. Like this one I think is just right. That one maybe I could put back in and let that dry a little bit more. So if you feel it's not quite curly enough, have a little check, and you can always pin them back up in place, pop a bit more heat on there if the curls are not quite right, because we kind of want them to look kind of like this. Let's have a look. And if any of them have kind of got a bit of a kink in the end like that one, don't worry. Just get a little bit of water and just re-wet the end, and the curl will come back. We just need to let it dry. Continue to dry the hair, and every now and again, if you need to, you can stop and have a little check. You don't necessarily want the hair to be completely dry. You want it to be kind of just almost a touch damp. So when you undo the curl, it can air dry a little bit. And we're just going to take each of the pin curls out, working our way up from the nape of the neck, up to the top, up to the crown of the head. And just play with the curls, just kind of getting them to roughly lie where they're going to be sitting. So you can see now we've got this beautiful kind of side part and some lift in the hair coming over to the side. So I don't want to play with them too much. You want to keep this lovely glossy curl. Little curl there that needs unraveling a little bit. So you can always just wrap them around your fingers just a little bit. You don't necessarily need to spray the whole hair. You can just wet your hand a little bit and wrap the curl around your finger that way. It just almost needs a tiny touch of moisture. The ends might need a little bit more TLC, so a bit more product on there, and you can soon get those curls back into this gorgeous glossy shape again. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got our fabulous curl. So now let's start styling. Looks lovely, Dorothy.